Hey everybody! This is my preview of the 2025 Kansas State football season. So here it goes. First, I will be going over the roster and depth chart, and then I'll be doing my game-by-game predictions. So here it goes. First, the quarterbacks. Uh, the quarterbacks. Amy Johnson is the obvious starter. That's obvious. And the backups to Avery, in my opinion, would be Blake Barnett and Jake Newth. I think those still be the two backups. The key loss for the quarterbacks is Taquan Bulberson, who transferred out. So overall, I think the quarterbacks would be good this year. The only critique I have is a couple of critiques is Avery Johnson needs to improve on his accuracy and have a little better decision making. That's the only critiques I have. So overall, the quarterbacks are good. The running backs are pretty good as well. The only key loss for the running backs is DJ Giddens. He got drafted. The starter for the running backs is Dylan Edwards. Like I said, that's an obvious pick. The backups, in my opinion, would be Joe Jackson and Antonio Martin, who transferred in from southeastern Louisiana. I think those two would be the backups and be in rotation with Dylan Edwards. So I think Dylan Edwards would be the main running back. But overall, I think the running backs will be good this year. Wide receivers. The receivers are the unit I like to pick on a little bit, and I always say for a while now is that they need to improve. They need to be better. The last few years, they've been average, in my opinion, to slightly above average, just slightly above average, to average to slightly above average. They need to be better. Sometimes they look like they don't want to be there. They just put half effort into everything. Sometimes they look like they put half energy in what they're doing. That's just my opinion. The last few years, they just look like they didn't want to even try. Sometimes, the last few years. But most of the time, they looked average. Mostly average. Not great, not really good, not good. Just averagely good to slightly above averagely good. That's it. Just average. If we want, they just need to improve. Like I've been saying the last few years, they need to improve and act like they want to be there. Key losses. The three key losses, in my opinion, for the wide receivers are Keegan Johnson, Trey Spivey, and Trey Davis. Those are the three three key losses for the wide receivers, in my opinion. The five main receivers this year, in my opinion, is for this year is Chase Brown, Sterling Lockett, Jaron Tibbs, who transferred in from Purdue, Jared Bradley, who transferred in from Boston College, and Caleb Medford, who transferred in from New Mexico. So, in my opinion, those are the five main receivers for this year. I think we have pretty good receivers. All the receivers on the roster are pretty good, in my opinion. But those are the five main receivers. In my opinion, should be the five main targets. Main targets. So overall, like I said, they need to play better and do better and act like they want to be there. So they need to improve. So overall, receivers are average, but they need to improve. So the tight ends, there was no key losses for tight ends, but K-State has 4 good tight ends, and Garrett Oakley, Will Swanson, Braden Lofton, and Lincoln Cure, who's in his freshman year this year, and he's K-State's first 5-star recruit that committed to K-State. So that's kind of a good thing. So those are the 4 tight ends for K-State. So nothing to complain about on the tight end room. So I think the tight ends will be pretty good this year. The offensive line, the key losses for the offensive line is Panzer, Willis, and Kilty. Those are the 3 main losses for the offensive line. My prediction on starters for the offensive line, for center, I got Sam Hecht, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the names wrong. Sam Hecht is my prediction for starter at center. Left guard, I got Taylor Polier. For right guard, I got J.B. Nelson. For right tackle, I got Terrence Enos, who transferred in from Pittsburgh. He was a Pittsburgh Panther last year. And for left tackle, I got George Fitzpatrick and John Pastor as the co-starters left tackle for this year, since George Fitzpatrick had a medical issues during the off season, so he'll be missing a game or 2 in the beginning of the year. So I think those two will be rotating in with each other this year. So overall, I think the offensive line is pretty good. For the defensive line, the only key loss for the offensive line is Brandon Mott. That's the only key loss on the defensive line. My predictions for the starters, for the defensive ends, I got Chidi Abazor and Kodo Stufflebean. And Stufflebean is a good name for a defensive lineman, in my opinion. For the nose guard, I got Damian Elalio. So the defensive line looks pretty good. Linebackers, I got the key losses for linebackers is Austin Moore and Jordan Riley. So those are the key losses for linebacker. For weak side linebacker, I got Asa Newsome. Middle linebacker, I got Austin Romaine. Strong side linebacker, I got Desmond Purnell. And for the jack position, I got Jack Fabris. So those are my predictions for the linebacker units, the linebackers. For the secondary, I got key losses for the secondary. I got Jacob Parrish, Keenan Garber, and Marquis Siegel. Those are the 3 main losses for the secondary. For my starters, I got my predictions for starters for the cornerbacks. I got Sejan Rich and Donovan McIntosh. For strong safety, I got VJ Payne, and Payne is another good name for a defensive player, in my opinion. And for free safety, I got Gunnar Maldonado, and he's a transfer. He transferred in from Arizona. He was an Arizona Wildcat last year. So those are my predictions for the secondary. Special teams. A key loss for special teams was kicker Chris Sinnott. My predictions for the kicker, I got Cobb Patton, and for punter, I got Simon McClannon. And for coaching, K-State lost Coach Connor Riley, who took the job, who took the offensive line coaching job for the Dallas Cowboys. So Coach Wells has been promoted to sole offensive coordinator for this year, since Coach Wells and Coach Riley last year were co-offensive coordinators. So good luck to Coach Riley in Dallas. For my game by game predictions. Okay, K-State's first game is in Ireland on August 23rd against Iowa State in Ireland. This is K-State's the home team in this game. I think this game will be a pretty close game and a pretty close, entertaining game. But I think this year, K-State will edge out Iowa State and get a win. Next, K-State plays North Dakota on August 30th. And I think K-State will win this game comfortably over North Dakota. Next, K-State plays Army on September 6th. I think K-State will win this game, and I think this will be around a really close game, at least within a two-score game. But I think K-State will win. The last time K-State played one of the service academies was in the 2019 Liberty Bowl against Navy. If they Army and Navy game plan is similar, so they kind of do what they learn, watch game type similar, so that they have some experience with that, with this type of team. So if they learn from that, I think they'll have a chance of winning this game. But I think K-State will beat Army in at least within a two-score game. But I think it will be a close game though. Then K-State goes at Arizona on Friday, the September 12th. Arizona will be in the same position they were in last year in the bottom of the conference. I think K-State will win this game by at least 3 or more. I think this will be the same. I think this will be the result will be like last year, a blowout. I think K-State will blow out Arizona this year by at least 3 scores, in my opinion. So I don't think this will be a close game. So I think K-State will beat Arizona. After Arizona, K-State gets their first bye. Their first bye out of 3. They get 3 this year since they play on week 0. They get a bye after Arizona. Then after the bye, they get UCF on September 27th. I think this will be a blowout as well. I think UCF is in the same position as Arizona in the bottom of the conference. They're not a great team right now. They got Coach Frost is returning to UCF, and is in a good position right now. So I think this will be a blowout, and I think K-State win this game at least by 3 scores. Then on October 4th, K-State goes to Waco to play Baylor at Baylor. Baylor I think will be a good team this year. I think K-State will win in a close. I think K-State will beat Baylor in Waco this year in a close game. I think this will be a close game, and I think K-State will win. Then on October 11th, K-State plays TCU. This is probably the same thing as TCU in the same position as Baylor. Pretty good. They'll probably be pretty good this year. But I think K-State has an advantage, is a little better. And I think K-State will win also in a close game against TCU. So after TCU, K-State gets their second bye after TCU. Then after the bye, K-State goes to Lawrence to play at Kansas on October 25th. I think KU will be a little better than last year, but I think K-State will beat KU for the 17th straight year. Then after Kansas, K-State plays Texas Tech on November 1st. I think Texas Tech is in the same boat with TCU and Baylor. Pretty good team. But K-State has Texas Tech's number for the last decade, over a decade now. And I think K-State will continue that and get a close win. After Texas Tech, K-State gets their final bye. Then after the bye, K-State goes to Stillwater to play at Oklahoma State on November 15th, K-State will get, in my opinion, will get their first loss at Oklahoma State. K-State this century hasn't had any luck in Stillwater. This century. K-State has played 9 times in Stillwater this century and is 1-8. Doesn't matter who's the better team or if they're both equally talented. The talent's level is the same, or Oklahoma State's the better team or K-State's the better team. K-State struggles in Stillwater. Yeah, they have crummy luck in Stillwater. 1-8 in the last 9 meetings this century. Their only win was in 2017. And that was a close game. So, in my prediction, K-State will get their first loss in Stillwater at Oklahoma State. Then after Oklahoma State, they go to at Utah and on November 22nd. And I think K-State will get their second loss at Utah. I think this will get the last time K-State went to the state of Utah, they got their butt whipped by BYU. So I think and this time I think the results will be similar, and that we'll get a loss. But I think it'll be a close game though. Utah is, I think Utah's a decent team, but I think we'll have a bad time in Utah again and get a loss. So then after Utah, the final game of the year is against Colorado on November 29th, and I think K-State will close out the regular season with a win over Colorado. I think we'll win against Colorado. Colorado has lost a few good pieces from last year's team. I don't think they'll be good as they were last year. So I think this will be I think K-State will win by at least 2 scores. So I think K-State will beat Colorado. So overall, I got K-State going 10-2 with a 7-2 conference record. So that's it for me. So Ghost Day and Ema.